because a lot of times getting in better shape requires you to make some lifestyle changes. You can't do it all at once. And you've got a lot of people telling you to do this and that and this and that. And I mean, it's just this long laundry list that people have of things that you need to do. But a lot of them won't tell you something very simple, which is that you just need to pick one thing and work on that. So you may have wondered before, with so much that I want to change about my health and my fitness, and so much advice out there, what exactly do I prioritize and how do I get all of this done? So what we're going to do today is answer that question. I'm going to give you a very simple way to think about it, a very simple way to approach this. I am, as you know, Mark Johnson, your fitness ambassador from Bounce Pep and the youngest son of Bill Johnson. So let's just jump right in here. There is a plethora of information out there available to you, and a lot of it is good, some of it is bad, but a lot of it is in fact pretty good information. And you can learn a lot about how to get yourself in better shape and how to eat better. I mean, the information is all out there. The problem is that it's basically information overload. Believe me, I understand because I've been there. There's just so much information out there that it's really hard to know what you should prioritize, what you should be doing first. So I'm going to give you a very, very simple way to think about this. The key is you can't do everything at once. You must start from that premise. It is impossible to do everything at once. So, especially when you're talking about making lifestyle changes, because a lot of times getting in better shape requires you to make some lifestyle changes. You can't do it all at once. And you've got a lot of people telling you to do this and that and this and that. And I mean, it's just this long laundry list that people have of things that you need to do. But a lot of them won't tell you something very simple, which is that you just need to pick one thing and work on that for an extended, kind of like, I would say 2 months, okay? A couple of months until you establish that as a habit. And it's not until then that you should move on to the next thing that you want to change. So let me repeat. Work on one thing for a couple months until it becomes a new habit. And then when you're confident that you have the habit established, you feel like you're starting to build some momentum, then you can select the next thing that you want to add, to your new list of habits. Now, I will say this. I think that one thing that you can do as a caveat, I think that you can make one dietary change and then one kind of fitness change at the same time. So if I were you, I would kind of think of it that way. I would think of making one change to my diet. For example, I made a video recently about increasing the amount of fiber that you get in your diet, which basically means eating more beans and vegetables and fruit, oatmeal, things like that. So one way that you can do that is, just for example, you say, I want to establish a new habit of eating a salad, a fresh salad that I make at home at least 4 times per week. And then you do that for a couple months. Don't worry about making any other major dietary changes. Just do that for a couple months and establish that new habit. And then once that's established, you make another change. Maybe it's, okay, I eat too many fried foods, so now I'm going to limit that to once or twice a week. Okay, I'm just throwing out a number there, but I think you understand the point. And then you work on that for a couple months where you're not eating anything fried more than a couple times per week until that becomes a habit, until you kind of realize, I don't need to eat fried food all the time. All right. And then you move on to the next thing. Now, concurrently, you can have one thing that you are working to change on the fitness side. So let's say you exercise a little bit, but you want to do it. You know you need to exercise more. So you say, okay, I want to go to the gym at least 4 times per week for at least 1 hour each time. Well, that's fine. Work on that goal for 2 months. Okay? Just work on doing that for 2 months. Nothing else, just that. And then after a couple months, once you've got that new habit established, then you select something else, whatever that is. The point being, don't have all of these different things that you're chasing at the same time. You've got to narrow your focus so that you can focus and so that you can actually be effective in making the changes that you are looking to make. This is very, very important. So I think I've said enough about this, and I just want you to actually implement this. Look, it's up to you to pick the thing that's the biggest pain in your behind, or pick the thing that you believe is going to help you the most, and work on that one thing. And don't think about the other stuff until you work on that one thing for a couple months, okay? Then you move on to the next thing. So that's the basic concept. So I do hope that you are a subscriber, and I would love to have you as a subscriber, of course. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And I want you to take this with you. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you next time.